are you? Good to see you, huh? Today is the second Sunday of Advent. And the theme for this Sunday is reconciliation and conversion. So first there is a reconciliation, and what follows after this is the conversion. So if one is missing, the other has no meaning. If there is no reconciliation, it is very difficult for conversion. But if there is only reconciliation and there is no conversion, it has no meaning. Therefore, both are important, reconciliation and conversion. So let me share with you a simple story which can help us to understand this meaning. I am sure all of you are familiar or at least have seen the picture Last Supper, the painting, right? Yes or no? Siguro, I thought you did not take the breakfast, no? Because I am asking yes or no? Yes. So I hope you had breakfast, okay? That you will never miss, I know. Because food is important, right? So Last Supper, okay? Last Supper, the painting. And even in our houses, where we eat, at the dining table, we usually keep the Last Supper, the painting. So the Last Supper was Jesus together with the 12 apostles. And remember, Judas Iscariot also was there because he was the one to betray Jesus, but this is what happens after the supper, after the meal. So there was Jesus, there was 12 apostles, so there was food. And so there is a famous, most renowned famous painting called The Last Supper in Italy, in the Diocese of Milan, in one of the churches. And this painting was painted by a famous painter called Leonardo da Vinci. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci. Not Leonardo DiCaprio. So Leonardo da Vinci, he was the one, very famous one, world famous one. And he was the one to paint this Last Supper. And today also, everybody who goes there appreciates really the beauty of this painting. And so there is a story connected with this painting, Last Supper. And the story is like this. So Leonardo, before he started painting this Last Supper, he had a fight with one of his companions, another painter, one of the staff. So he had a big fight, he had an argument, and so he hated this staff, this painter. He hated so much so that he had lots of grudge in his heart. And you know what happened? He said, I will take a revenge upon my staff because I had a fight. So he wanted to take a revenge. And then, so he was thinking how to take a revenge. How to take a revenge. So he was thinking, so now that I am prepared to do this famous painting, The Last Supper, so what I will do, first I will paint the face of Judas Iscariot. And so instead of painting Judas Iscariot, he said, I will paint in the face, the face of this companion. So that, he will be also known for the betrayal. So that for all ages, those who see, they say that this is a bad guy. So he wanted to take a revenge. So not only him, but everybody who see the picture, they have to say that this is the one who betrayed. And so this is the face of Judas. So this is the bad guy. So he wanted to take a revenge. So he said, okay, So he painted the Judas Iscariot first. And the face is not the Judas Iscariot. The face is the one who hated, no, the one whom he hated. And then he also painted other disciples. And he painted the food, everything. And when he was painting the Judas, the face of his companion, he was so happy. He delighted. No, he enjoyed his work because he was taking revenge, and the revenge was going on successful. He was winning the game, and it was so happy. He was so happy, because this is a bad guy. He was so happy, and so it came to finally he had to also paint the face of Jesus. So he started painting the face of Jesus, and he could not move an inch. Remember, he was one of the famous painters in the world. And he painted everything, but then he could not even move 1 inch when he wanted to paint the face of Jesus, the body of Jesus. And he was disappointed. He was angry. And he does not know what to do. And he was confused. He was confused. What happened? I am the very famous one, and I did everything possible, but Jesus, I am not able to paint. He was disappointed. And so he said, let's stop for a while and let's see what happens. So he went and sat down in one church, and he was not praying. He was just thinking about why I could not paint the face of Jesus. That was his question. And it came to his mind that, so he was recollecting. And, when he started, the motivation was the revenge. The motivation to start this picture, the painting, was a revenge. And so he started realizing his mistake. Because of this bad intention or motivation, he really could not finish this painting. So he realized his mistake. So he went to his companion, and so he reconciled with his companion. He said sorry, and he also explained the story. So he went back to the picture, removed the face of his companion, draw the picture of the real Judas, and went back to paint the face of Jesus. At the first attempt, he was successful. And he was happy. He was happy before painting because the motivation was revenge. But he was happy at the end of completing this painting because he felt peace in his mind, he felt peace in his heart. And that joy was unexplainable. And he was so happy. He was so happy that he completed. He completed because he reconciled. He completed because he understood the mistake. He completed because, he did something good. And so this is a story that can tell us a beautiful lesson to each one of us as we think about second Sunday of Advent, as we hear John the Baptist about the reconciliation and conversion. I'm sure in our lives, we can apply this to in our own lives. Maybe a fight with a friend, maybe some misunderstanding in the family, maybe something. Our experience, we are so disturbed. We cannot even sleep. We think of, that thing was disturbs us always. And this is my experience, this is your experience, this is our experience. When we argue, when we fight, or when we do something wrong, this is our experience. And so what is the solution for this one? Is to realize our mistakes. Is to realize our mistake and make a reconciliation. And when we reconcile, and your own experience, my own experience will tell us that there is a peace in our hearts. and the joy in our hearts. Nobody can give us the joy. Nobody can give us that peace. It is only the reconciliation that can give us. So very simple but very beautiful message. It can teach to each one of us. And we are all in this story. We are all in this story. Many times we started with the motivation of revenge. And when we started with the motivation of revenge, even though sometimes we look like we are successful, but we are never happy. Only the reconciliation can give us the true happiness. Only the reconciliation can give us the true joy. And then, many times we go to confession or we share with our friends, we realize our mistake, and we say that, we want to reconcile, we reconcile. But then I tell you, as I said in the beginning, reconciliation is not enough. Reconciliation is good, but it is not enough. Reconciliation should be followed by conversion. Otherwise, we have not learned any lesson. There is no lesson. When there is a conversion, that means I want to change my life. I want to change my life. I will try my best not to take a revenge. I will try my best not to argue with my friends or whatever, family or anybody. I will try my best to be at peace. When there is a reconciliation, when it is followed by conversion, and that is a beautiful life. That is a beautiful life. When you get up, you are happy. When you go to bed, you are happy. When you live, you are happy. And nobody can give us that happiness. And this is what John the Baptist is telling. Reconciliation and conversion. Why? Because you want to receive Jesus. You want to receive Jesus, but with a disturbed mind and heart, how can Jesus come? The Leonardo da Vinci could not paint the Last Supper because it was a disturbed heart, disturbed mind. But when there was a peace, he completed. And when there is a peace in your heart, in my heart, in our hearts, then only we can welcome Jesus. God bless you and have a good Sunday.
Please all stand to profess our faith.
I